Hey y'all, this is Nim or Nimicree if you're feeling professional, and welcome to the YouTube video. Now today is going to be a bit of a hybrid video, because I've not looked at this stuff yet, but I do know that on the PTR there are some concrete things that are for patch 10.2.5. So what's going to happen is we're going to take a first look at everything that's coming in patch 10.2.5 that I have access to, and we'll do wild speculation on everything that I don't. First, and most usefully, is dragon riding unlocking worldwide. As you can see, I'm flying in, it looks like between Mulgore and I'm in the Barrens, I believe, Northern Barrens, and I'm more familiar with the Alliance zones, as I leveled as Alliance a lot more than Horde. Anyways, but I'm flying dragon riding style in the old world. Now, there is one caveat to that, and that is that you can only fly at a maximum of 80% speed in the old world, as you would at the Dragon Isles. Now, this is said because Blizzard doesn't want to trivialize the traveling of the old world content, but, you know, and while that's a fine reason, it's their game, they can do whatever they want. They can say because the color orange exists, you are now slow. Ultimately, I don't think it's really that big a deal. You travel fast, and these zones are actually a lot smaller because you were never really designed to fly and move as fast as you are dragon riding. Though I do have to bring one point in the player's favor here is, what is there to do in the old world outside of collecting? And maybe that's just enough. Maybe that's just enough. And I'm not saying they're bad zones by any means. I enjoyed all of these. But there's not really any reason to restrict dragon riding. But, hey, listen, if I've got to take it with, I can only go, 80% of 830% speed maximum, okay, I'll live. That's still almost double of what I get, if not double of what I get. I don't know the exact percentages of flight anymore, so that's that. But still, that's way faster than traditional flying, so I'm okay with that. Now, we move on to the second part of this, which is the Azerothian Archives. Very excited about that. Now, I do in the PTR post here we have the Azerothian Archives. Discover the history of the Dragon Isles and meet a unique cast of characters, hear stories of old, and witness the iconography of a time before. Participate in solo or group activities within Trader's Rest with a weekly public event, plenty of opportunity to explore, and earn rewards like battle pets, mounts, and a transmog set. Start your journey as an archivist today by examining the advertisement in the Sapphire Enclave Library located in Valdrakken. Now, I do want to mention that group activities won't be available on the PTR. So right now, the Azerothian Archives are not exactly available. So let's speculate a little bit. So an archivist, right? You're like a cataloger, a journalist. We've got the Explorers League, and the and other factions trying to find things out about the prehistory of Azeroth. Maybe even before the Curse of Flesh, because there were the Discs of Norganon, and they talk about all that. This could be amazing. And what's great is this allows a kind of to create touchstone points in the lore for World of Warcraft to flesh out certain branches of how species developed. You can put notes in there, and you can put artifacts, and you could actually make, for lack of a better word, you could make archaeology useful again. And listen, I remember back in Kata when it was great, you try to get Zinrock the Breaker or Tyrandi's doll. I never got either of them, and I stopped doing archaeology because I did everything. I got so many fragments, and I never got those. So, but you could make archaeology useful again. Imagine bringing back a secondary profession from the literal dust. I think, honestly, that's thematically appropriate for archaeology. On the second part of that we're going to mention here is reclaiming Gilneas. So King Greymane is ready to retake his kingdom, but Gilneas isn't as empty as expected. Help reclaim what was lost and return the kingdom to Gilnean hands. Now, of course, it says, developers note, reclaiming Gilneas won't be available for testing on the PTR. Now, that's not to say that both of these events may not be available in the future, but as of right now, 11/19/2023, they are not available. So we definitely have to take that into consideration. Now, we want to look at a bit of follower dungeons. So here we are. How do we... New features 10.2.5 sees renewals of follower dungeons. To start a follower dungeons, you open your raids. You'll do that. Now, before we're gonna actually get ready to run through one of them. We may not go through the whole one, but who knows? We'll see what happens. Here you have, once you zone in a follower dungeon, you'll have a party of 4 NPCs with you while queuing solo. When queuing as DPS, your party will be composed of the following NPCs from the Dragon Scale Expedition. These are all NPCs you originally met during your Exiles Reach campaign. Captain Garrick, Kriana Earthdaughter, Meredy Huntswell, and Oxton Hawksworth. So we actually have these pets. These are fantastic. You get new ability Dungeon Assistance, which toggles NPCs in either following you or having themselves lead the way. So we'll try both of those things out. This is going to be really cool, and honestly, I cannot wait to try that. So without further ado, let's get back to that, because that sounds like it's going to be fun. So follower dungeons are essentially taken from, let's say, Final Fantasy XIV's trust system. So let's see how well it works out. I do not like the Noku defensive. Algathar Academy could be fun. You know what? Let's try Algathar Academy. Find group. All right, so I'm going to queue in with the Dungeon Finder, and we're going to see how this goes. And, oh, all right, nice instant queue. As it says, just one person. And these are for normal mode dungeons, so nothing higher than normal mode. But let's say you don't want to deal with the stress of forming groups or playing with other players, but you still want to enjoy the story and see the end of fights and things. This makes sense. And there they are. You can see it right there. You know, Captain Garrick, Meredy Huntswell, Krenas, Earth Mother, and Shuja. Oh, Shuja Grimax this time. Okay, and here we have Caligos, which I could tour the grounds. I'm not gonna worry. You know what, Caligos? Sure, why not? Why not? I'll take that. And they dropped a mage refreshment table, so that is super awesome. All right, I'm just gonna put that right here, and then okay. So what is this right now? Okay, so I'm letting them follow. I'm letting Captain Garrick lead. And we're going to follow you. Oh, it even tells you to use the winds. Okay.
Welcome to Algathar Academy.
I'm going to go with the Bronze Dragonflight.
School is a touch behind schedule.
Give me the haste buff. Nice. And look at this. This thing is literally running. I don't know if it's an optimal path, but it's running and it's picking up a buff, and then it's going to fight. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we'll just throw that out. I don't really need that. And, of course, I don't have add-ons because it's PTR, but it doesn't really matter. So we'll just get this done. Okay, I keep forgetting. Let's turn off error speech right now because I just hate that. All right. And as you can see, the Prot Paladin is doing Prot Paladin things. Way to go, Prot Paladin. You're doing Prot Paladin things, and I'm happy. Now, listen, I've killed normal Frak, so... And we're 3 out of 9 heroic this week, so I'm not worried about the damage or the gear, but it's interesting to see this technology being used in a game. I thought for a long time follower dungeons would be useful to have, and lo and behold, oh, I saw that, I was like, oh, I saw that purple, I'm like, Frost Trap, because of all the Mythic Plus I ran this week. But so far, this is actually really fantastic. Now let me take the lead. And I could queue up as a tank or as a healer. Now, if the experience is viable, you could potentially level through dungeons, especially in Dragonflight, as a solo healer with a group of NPCs to heal, and you wouldn't have to worry about being rushed or tanks deciding that, you know, they can pull the entire dungeon and then range you and get mad. So, honestly, this could be a pretty fantastic chain of events. So far, they're following my lead. Looks like I've got Shuja Grimax and a few other things. So that's not too bad. Let's, you know, I think I'm gonna turn the sound down just a little bit more. Let's turn down those effects. Oh, no, you're not that low. Okay, there we go. Let's turn down those effects. I don't need to hear all that stuff. But again, nope. These NPCs have been performing perfectly well. I don't think there's any problems with what's been going on. And of course, there is a rumor that you can find out for yourself. I won't tell you, but you can tell me in the comments below if it's true. That if you die in a dungeon, in the follower dungeon, all of your NPC followers rage quit. Now they'll respawn, according to some people who've done this. But feel free to find that out for yourself. Now let's check out Veximus. So I've got red. No, I don't now. Oh, good. He taunted.
Prevent it from absorbing stray arcane orbs that could allow it to grow further out of control.
I'm just gonna grab those arcane orbs, just like you would normally do. And honestly, this dungeon, pretty fantastic. If all of the NPCs perform at this level, especially with normal mode mechanics, it's gonna be fantastic. No feedback. No.
Well done.
Issue
Since you did so well on your lesson,
to
feel free to
report.
take something from the good student's reward chest.
All right, cool. And I'll take something from the good student's reward chest. Thanks for the 10 gold. Not that it really matters. Well, let's see. What is no, I don't have an issue with the AI followers. Okay, so I don't have an issue with the AI followers. So yeah, looks like the Dragonflight follower dungeons are going to be actually really, really cool. Now let's take a look here, and I believe that we have let's do the Azerosian Archives and the Dragon Isle Epilogue. Here we go. So we'll take a look here. Now listen, I'm not gonna say exactly, you know, what something is or what something isn't, but if you have the chance and you've had the ability to play through the end of the Emerald Dream questline, some people find it a little hand-holdy. Some people find it really awesome. Some people are in the middle. I'm kind of in the middle. I liked the ending. I thought it was nice to have everything wrapped up. Was it the most challenging storytelling? No, it wasn't, but it was a cool idea all the same. So personally, I think that we should look forward to an expansion on the epilogue, because remember, we're in 10.2. There's still 10.2.5, and then of course there's the faded raids, and then there's what we're really, which is just going to be that because they already confirmed faded raids. What is going to happen after that, of course, and this is the really cool part, is the pre-patch. There's going to be more story, and since there's going to be more story, then we get to have just a little bit more, a wrap up, tie things together, set us on the path to the war within. And that is absolutely fantastic. Now, let's go back here and take a look at the Troll and Draenei customizations, because that's the next thing. So we're going to log out here real quick. And sorry, followers, I know that we were doing something, but you're waiting to follow me, and, it seems like I'm going to be a bad pug and just leave the dungeon in the middle of the run. But let's take a look here and try that out, because again, there are apparently new troll and Draenei customizations. Now, from what I understand, a lot of people were wanting beards, but they didn't really have a chance. So, weirdly enough, the Lightforged Draenei have. Let's start with that. So let's customize. We'll just new. What do we have new here? New skin color. Okay, cool. Let's see. We got any new hairstyle? Okay, we got hairstyles. Facial hair bearded. Spongril's trade. Okay, so we can go back. I mean, again, I'm not much into how into how people look here. I tend to cover everything with armor. I'm not an appearance guy. The only reason why I started transmogging at all is because the raid leader would not let me into the raid unless I was transmogged at one point. I think it was a joke, but he took it seriously, so I ended up just kind of doing it. Let's check out the troll customizations here. So we'll go to customize, and it looks like we've got new hair colors. Looks like, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but no facial hair. Trolls apparently can't grow facial hair. Now, again, I'm not necessarily upset at that, but it is something to think about. And, wouldn't a wizened troll, an old hunter, have a beard, perhaps? It's entirely possible. I mean, again, Greymane is an old worgen, and he has a beard. Or I think he might have shaved now. Anyways, the point is, you can grow a beard, right? Like, I mean, even in worgen form, you literally have a mane, a muzzle, a beard. So, why not let that? But hey, look, small steps over a long period of time lead to big changes. So, we're gonna go. I'm not an RP guy. I'm not a transmog guy. So I'm gonna give this a solid B, because I saw a lot of people on Twitter complain that they didn't have beards. So we'll go with that. Now let's take a look at the Love in the Air Holiday update. So here we have the Love is in the Air and other holiday revamps. As you can see, there are new assets that have not been in the game before, and I'm not going to waste my time reading all of that. Know that many holidays have already been updated to include Midsummer, Hallows Inn, and Pilgrim's Bounty, and they're working on Noble Garden, Love is in the Air, and the Harvest Festival. So let's take a look here. Love is in the Air, we got some new baskets, look like some arches, candles, candy boxes, of course. And then we got perfume, roses, various banners, wreaths, candles, centerpieces, more wreaths, umbrellas, perfume, banners, various other things like that. Yeah, so look at all that. It's all good. Oh, and then we have Noble Garden. Okay. I like the idea of the white roses and the eggs, and that looks really cool. Little candles and banners and such. I like that. And little eggs, and then of course the harvest theme. Ooh, look at those sunflowers. Oh, doesn't that look good? That looks really good. Like, these type of assets make me really wish that you could do like a player house thing. Because even if it's a small little player house thing, that would be so good. But sadly, you know, you really can't right now, but that's all right. I mean, look at all this stuff. This is nice. And the masquerade theme? Oh, tell me, for Trial of Style or a costume party or a whodunit. Imagine like a whodunit murder mystery. Oh, that would be really cool. And then, yeah, like hanging up. Oh, this is great. And then they got a rainbow theme for various things. Of course, hey, you know what? Let's celebrate. You know, inclusivity. Gaming belongs to everybody. So I'm a fan of that. Yeah, so that right there, pretty fantastic. Art assets, upgrades, and things like that. Now, our final thing that we're going to discuss here for patch 10.2.5. And remember, we started with the 5 most important. But it will be the additional Warlock and Demon customizations. So let's check that out right now. Alright, and here we see the new Warlock customizations for Dark Glare and Tyrant in patch 10.2.5, Return of the Observer. Now listen, I don't really play a Warlock. I've got one to 60 in Shadowlands and tried a little bit and really didn't find it for me. Maybe later. Maybe I'll try Warlock again at another patch or something. Maybe in the War Within. Who knows? But we see the more Warlock customizations coming. So what we're going to do is, I'm not going to read through all that, but we can look through with these Dark Glare models. The original Dark Glare model has 5 color customizations. So let's take a look here. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. It's not bad. And we got some other ones there. Looks like an observer. Ooh, that one's kind of cool. And then we have, oh, a gazer. That's like Gazer from the Vault of the Wardens. And, oh, that almost reminds me of the Jailer. I mean, that really, to be honest with you, that first one reminds me of the Jailer. Okay, so those are all really cool. Those are all really cool little customizations you can earn. Yeah, Darumu. There it is, Darumu the Forgotten. I totally forgot about Darumu. Weirdly enough, he was forgotten. That, not even a joke that I meant. I wish I meant that. And of course, you have the Demonic Tyrant, which is fantastic. So, yeah, you know, good to see the Warlocks are getting some love here. For the longest time, you know, I remember people having to re-roll their Warlock once they hit level 10 because they didn't like the name of the blueberry that they got, or they didn't like the name of the imp, so they tried to re-roll to see if they could get something else. And honestly, you know, I'm glad. I'm glad there's more customizable options, because ultimately more customizable options means that the players can express themselves and have more fun with the game. And whatever makes people have more fun with the game, I'm generally for. So, yeah. So, hey, that was it, right? Patch 10.2.5, 5 important things to run with, 3 things that are of minor importance but still important to a lot of people. So, guys, tell me what you think, right? Are we excited for patch 10.2.5? You know, do we think there's not enough stuff, or should we wait until it arrives to really have some cautious judgment, which I think is probably the right thing to do? Let me know in the comments below if you liked the video or any other thoughts. And of course, the YouTube has been growing. Thank you for those who decided to watch and stay with me this long. I want to thank you specifically for that. And if you guys could like, comment, subscribe, and do all that stuff, YouTube tells me that's important. My name was Nim. It was a joy to make this video, and may the amount that you're farming drop on the first kill. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.